Hey everyone, Jay here from PistolStar again, and welcome to the fifth video in our series about designing and implementing a secure web portal. Our goal with this video series is to help educate you on some of the key design considerations of secure web portal design. We certainly can't answer every question within the 5 to 6 minute window that these videos allow, so instead we're doing our best to be a bit of a devil's advocate and getting you to think about things as they relate to your portal. With this video, we're going to head into a little bit of the world of make-believe, where we ask you to take on the roles of different users, their behavior, and how some certain key design elements regarding your portal can help make it as useful and engaging as possible. Understanding your end user group, its demographics, how they use and consume data, and the end purpose that your portal means to them is really the final foundational block in delivering a portal that is useful, compliant, secure, and relevant. The first step in designing a user-friendly portal is to walk your end user's journey. By removing yourself from the development, implementation, and testing side of the equation and putting yourself in the mind of the user, you'll begin to gain invaluable insight into how your portal should be laid out. You may remember the old news reporter adage of asking who, what, where, why, when, and how to develop a true understanding of a series of events. As IT administrators or developers, we often like to ask the question of what and how with regards to the projects we are working on. Questions like, what happens when the page opens? Or what happens when the user enters their login credentials? Or maybe it's more of a how question in terms of understanding how the login screen will interface with the rest of the website. These are all good questions which need to be answered, but for our purposes, I'd like to focus on the types of questions your users may be asking. Questions like, what happens when I click this button? Where does it take me? Why do I get this error message with login, and what can I do to try and fix it? When I log into the system, do I get access to everything I need? Or even, how secure is my data? Taking the time to consider what your users are after can really help you design a portal experience that is both secure and engaging. Another key is designing things in such a way that a fifth grader can easily follow the directions and understand the process. This is not to say that your user group is unintelligent, but instead it's a design parameter that takes into consideration differing levels of technical ability, attention span, and frustration tolerance. Technically astute people tend to find the challenges and intricacies of programming and development interesting and engaging, and as such they have a much higher degree of tolerance for the final technical details, whereas someone, say in the baby boomer generation for instance, they really just want to log in and get access to their specific data and then take action. For someone like this, it's more about the destination than it is the journey. Get me where I want to be quickly and pain-free. So what can some of that mean from a design perspective? Think of things like consistent design elements when your user logs in. Do they see your organization's logo 1 minute and then a cookie-cutter login screen the next? Or do they see something that is seamlessly embedded within the web page so that it looks like an organic element of your overall web design? These consistent design elements engender a higher level of trust with the end user and go a long way in making sure that they are comfortable interacting with your portal. Providing them the visual cues like a consistent interface assures them that they're on a secure and sanctioned site and not some scamming site that they may have heard about on the 11 o'clock news. The next set of considerations deal with access once they have successfully logged in. What can they do? Can they log into secure applications like email, chat, or other web-based applications with that one central login? Or do they have to re-authenticate their credentials depending on what they're looking to accomplish? What can your portal do? Does it rely solely on SAML-enabled web applications that it can authenticate to? Or can it handle multiple different types of authentication? Can the user customize the data and applications they want to see? Another human element consideration is when the user encounters an error, such as a bad password in my example here. Are they given meaningful feedback as to how to fix it, or are they presented with a generic message with no real direction? Having the ability to present pertinent feedback in ways in which to specifically rectify things greatly enhances their experience and trust. Finally, some other items to consider revolve around how autonomous you want your users to be. Do you want them to be able to do things like set and reset their own passwords? If you have regulatory requirements that enforce two-factor authentication, do you want them to be able to enroll their own mobile devices or possibly set up challenge questions? How heavily integrated into your IT help desk do you want them to be? As we discussed in our prior video episodes, there's really no right or wrong answers here. Every organization has unique elements that they need to incorporate depending on the type of data they are presenting, the regulations surrounding it, and ultimately who is consuming it. These questions are all designed to get the juices flowing so you can make the most informed design choices. Well, as always, thanks again for joining us here on our YouTube channel. We hope you find these helpful, and please feel free to share these with your friends and colleagues, and be sure to leave us some feedback if you like. That's all for now. Thanks again. This is Jay from PistolStar signing off.